Corn. Well, there seems to be a pattern with my videos. I'm either about to be getting ready for bed, or I just woke up from a nap. So either way, y'all get to see me in my true form. So yeah, great. Um, okay, so this video is actually gonna be about my interest in books. I have always read since I was little, since I could read, and I just couldn't put down books. Like, I started out with those animal informational books. I don't know if you know, the ones that only talk about like the certain animal, like eagles. It's about eagles, or and it has pictures to go along with the actual words. And I was like reading the books while everybody else was playing, and I'm over here like, yeah. I remember one about canaries. I was very fascinated by the one about canaries, and I hated how fascinated I was with these stupid canaries. I hate birds now. I don't really hate them. I just don't want one. I just can't see myself. I just can't see myself like actually taking care of a bird. So yeah. There's that. And then the fact that I don't like a lot of the animals that I used to. Like, excuse me. My mom still has a fascination with dolphins. I'm still okay with otters, but I hate dolphins. They are literally Satan of the sea. I believe they are Satan of the sea, and nobody can tell me different. I could go on a whole like rant about like how sadistic dolphins are. And not even like scratch the surface. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. They are sadistic. They are Satans of the sea. Leave that. Leave that. Take it as you will. Okay, so my interest in books, it's actually like a little bit different than my interest in video games. Not by much, because I do read a lot of historical books. I've read quite a few autobiographies growing up, like Cleopatra's, King Arthur the Fifth, I think. Or was that King Henry? There's too many Arthurs and Henrys being king, so I'm not even sure anymore. So I will take that as I will, but most of them are kind of like adventure. There's a lot of magic going on, and can't really. Everything is kind of like in that same category. I haven't really drifted off into other areas. I do like a bit more action in my books than in my video games. So that's a plus. And I will take a lot more drama, a lot more of the teenage angst than in my interest in TV shows and movies. So That's also a plus, but it doesn't really differentiate. I am really into the Tamora Pierce series. If you know what that is, then it is the where we're going back into medieval times, but with the medieval times, we have magic, we have sorcery, or that's kind of the same thing. We have gods, goddesses. We get demigods. We have like these weird creatures just being led into the world. So, and it goes actually in a certain in a certain order. So if you follow that order, you'll be able to follow the timeline of like the first person's adventure all the way to when they have kids, like certain events, and other people's timelines that also are introduced into the series will continue on in another person's book. Like if it's um I think the first one that I saw was or the first one that I read, this was from my neighbor. Um from I had a neighbor that let me read her books, and this was how I got into the series. So, um, she, let me think. I think the main character of this series was named Alana or Elena. I don't know whether to call her Elena or Alana because it was Alana. I don't know whether to call her Elena or Alana. But yeah, she and her twin brother were like set on okay, they had one was supposed to be training to be a knight, and the other one was supposed to be training to be a lady. Since during those times they didn't really have like females doing much, doing much of the hard work. So, and Alana, I'm gonna continue to call her Alana. Alana hated it, and she decided to chop off her hair and switch places with her brother. Letting and since their father was kind of like scatterbrained and was really focused in his work, they didn't they could pretend that instead of there being a boy and a girl being twins, there would be a boy and a boy being twins. So Alana became Alan, and yeah, they, they was fun. There was lots of fun to read through, especially when she got close to certain people. I'm all like, ooh, is she gonna get caught? Ooh, oh. And then she's trying to become like the first female knight, but not trying not to be discovered. So I don't. At first, I'm all like, how are you gonna do this? Because you got magic. Magic. If it was like normal times, I can understand like it being a lot easier, but I guess that's the reason why, like, they continued having the gods, goddesses, like, all these magical creatures and sorcery itself play into this world. But then I have to, like, look deeper to see if there's books, like, before that, like, before that. That way I can actually have a good estimate on where the timeline is, because Alana kind of sets a standard for any other trying any other person trying to be in her position, except you. Oh, except they're not cross dressing. So there's that. And it does get pretty gory, like the whenever I read, I always get like images in my head. If you're not that type of reader, it's a lot easier for you to not find the fun in reading, because you don't have like the mental images to help with the story being told. Because whenever whenever you are reading and you have those mental images to help you along, it creates the story for you to visualize while reading. So if I get like full on descriptions of how these people look, what the scenery looks like, all of that know how, basically I'm building, the world is building in my head. So that that's why I like a lot of fantasy and a lot of like adventure novels, because for that fact, because they build up a pretty awesome excuse me, a pretty awesome like picture in my mind. So yeah, that's kind of my taste in books. This is actually not going to be a very long video. It's kind of long, but kind of not compared to the rest of my videos. So it's going to be on shorter, uh, this way, on the shorter segment of the vid of time. So that's kind of it when it comes to my preference of books. It's kind of fantasy. There's a lot of magic. There's a lot of sorcery. If you want to know my um preference in manga, now that one's also fantasy and adventure, but there's a lot more of the school drama in there than not. Most of my most of my manga that are actually in my closet on those shelves are actually like very dramatic. Like there's a lot of angst going on, or a lot of relationship issues going on, which kind of surprised me because I'm not really into that. I will never pick up a Twilight book. Me and me and Harry Potter, like I like it, it's okay, but you won't see me picking it up very often. I see, there I go again. Oh my gosh. But but yeah, it's like I'm not really into like the drama of this person's life. I'm into the drama and the trials and tribulations that these people go, that these characters go through. But I am not into like the relationship status very much. There's only like a few exceptions, like Vampire Academy. That is that series is an exception. Um, I think there's another exception. I think, gosh, I'm gonna have to let y'all know in a future video, like at any time if it pops up into my head, or I could go just grab the book because I have the book. Let me go grab the book. I'll be right back. Might as well leave this thing on. Do 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 do. I am a unicorn. Do 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 do. Put that right there. Ah, almost there. Oh, the house of night. No, do I not have the first one? Yes, I do. Give me this one. I could have sworn I had the marked one. But I have more, but I'm only grabbing these two. Okay. I am back. I have more, but I'm only grabbing these two. I have Dragon's Oath and from the House of Night series, and then Awakened. Yep. I thought I had marked. I really did. I think it's in there, but I don't know where the heck I put it. Put these on my bed to return. To the close it. But yeah, it's like that actually took a little longer than possible. There, that also has a lot of relationship issues and problems, and yeah, that 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 one has a lot of teenage angst. Well, they are in the school setting, so it's bound to happen. Okay, but other than that, that is my preference for books, manga, and the like in books. I think next time I'm going to do like I'm going to actually do like more stuff about me. Oh, I'll get into that in another video. Please stay tuned. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Do whatever you want, because it's a free country. And please hit that subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.